What is sorry guys, what is up y'all? How is everybody doing today? Welcome, welcome, welcome to the race here tonight. Sorry guys, my apologies. I got you up here, Shim. You there, Shimon?
Yes, sir.
Shit.
Buddy, how you doing?
Doing it. I am still. I'm butchering here a little bit. I forgot to put a title.
Okay, do it. Probably. Surgeon Kid, Scotty Ray, Colin Connerman, Donnie Honeycutt. Uncle Caustic. Tyler Justice, Jason. What is Cedric Hipkins, Andy Berry, Gio Villanti, Mike Eldridge, Cody Riggs, Donnie Honeycutt, Colin Connerman, Bradley Bradley Minner, Dustin Lewis, Hitler, Matthew Montgomery.
Yeah, I was told by him I have to update my trading paint because supposedly his truck was black, but I had that everything updated. Because I saw John and your scheme, so it must have been something on him. But again, what is everybody up in chat? How is everybody doing today?
Are you live right now?
Oh, I've been live. Been live for like
Okay.
4 minutes.
Okay.
The pit red looks a little buggy. Says it's healthy though, so. Alright guys, we're in the middle of qualifying here. Try to get everything going. Right now on top of the board is Dustin Lewis. Well, they're about tied actually. Dustin Lewis and Donnie Honeycutt tied for the top spot right now. Probably within seconds. I have it in there. I should be able to see it. Hopefully. If not, I'll make a. It looks a little blurry. Probably could have done a little bit more with my great, but we'll figure it out. Make sure got audio, right? Why are you even on the screen? There we go. Alrighty, I believe that's field is set. Go up to the top here. Alrighty. We're going to do your starting grid here. On pole for tonight for the Nsrla National Series tonight. Dustin Lewis will be your pole sitter here for the night. Starting second is going to be Donnie Honeycutt. Rolling off third, and I don't think he's in here yet. We'll go back to him in a minute. Starting fourth here, that'd be considered Adam Petta, right? Petty? There, Schumann?
I consider that Adam Pettit.
Pettit. Okay, Pettit. And we got Mr. Blake Witzkowski grid in there. He'll be starting third. Got Cody Riggs in that really beautiful number 12 car starting fifth. Got Matthew Montgomery in that number 24 throwback Pepsi car for Jeff Gordon. He's running tonight. Tyler Justice running that number 15 Chevy Camaro. Andy Berry starting eighth here in that number 21. I believe that says Diesel sponsor there. Quick Lanes on there. United Reynolds, I believe. Colin Konerman will be starting ninth, and 10th will be Mike Kostek.
Yep.
You want to go to 11th there, Schumann? 11 through 20, whatever we have.
In P11, we got Bradley Minner. In P12, we got the 90 of Mike Eldridge. In 13th, we got the 63 of Jerry Solidis.
Oh, you got up way up there. All right, gotcha.
In 14th, we got the 56 of Cedric Hipkins. In 15th, we got the 35 of Gio Vellante. In 16th, we have the 41 of Brock Whiteman. In 17th, we have the number 9 of Ryan Bittler. In 18th, we have the 3 of Stephen Gill. In 19th, we got the 84 of John. Sorry if I butcher your name, of John Velocity. I don't know.
Oh, I can't pronounce it either.
Yeah, I can't either. And possibly in 20th, we got the 27 of James McRae.
But he did not grid. I don't know if he's going to be in here or not. So we go, we'll get ready to go green here.
Yeah, I think we should have a very entertaining race. You know, I don't know exactly what the fuel window is for the drivers, but 80 laps is definitely a long time to have some action throughout here at Talladega Superspeedway.
Almost definitely. I mean, if it shows any action like you and the boys had on Monday night, it should be an action-packed race. It was a lot of green flag racing because it looked like we're about to take the green here. Caution lights are off on the Mustang.
I agree. We can definitely get some green flag racing here at Talladega. You can always expect the big one. You never know when it's going to come.
Most definitely. So we're about to take the green flag. Green flag is out and underway in the National Series here at Nsrla. Blake Wiskowski gets a little bit of an early lead here without pushing help from Cody Riggs on the inside.
As we see, you know, the outside and the inside, they're pretty stacked up right at the start. The outside has a pretty good run going down the back straightaway, led by Donnie Honeycutt. You know, he was always one of the guys in the Truck Series before he had to step away. He was always quick and up front whenever he was in a race.
I actually did not know that. Good little info there.
Blake, I've not raced too much. I've raced him once on the dirt side of the trucks, but it seems right now he is up front and ready to battle for war to lead some laps here at Dega.
I believe, doesn't he race with you guys on Monday night as well?
He is part-time.
Part-time. I think he was there Monday night. I think he didn't finish too bad. So got a little bit of experience for at least tonight. The good shove there from Adam Pettit from the high side there on the back end of Donnie Honeycutt there.
Oh, we have a caution. We have a caution.
All right, let's see what it's all about here if we can. Oh, Steve Gillis has crashed. And Cedric Hopkins. Let's get back here. Look at replay here. See what happened
Looking at it, it starts initially from the 90, just kind of drifting up into the outside wall, coming back down. You know.
Let's get back here to the
Yeah, it doesn't.
I didn't get a good replay of that. Let me go here real quick. Roll back here real quick for you guys. Didn't give me really good.
Blake for the 56 as well. Keep it on.
It looked like I would say a tire went down, maybe a steering issue. That thing just darted dead right.
I have no idea. And unfortunately, it collects the 5 and the 56 right with them too. And the 56, you know, unfortunately, it looks like a race ender. I'm not sure about the 5, but it looks like the 90 was able to keep it rolling. The 56 with some heavy engine damage, as it is only lap 3 of this race.
You hate to see it so early in the race.
Oh, it is Talladega for you. You have to expect the unexpected. You never know when a wreck can happen here.
Almost definitely. Like, that's what I was saying. It's nature of the beast when you go to Talladega. That's a sad part about it. You gotta Yeah, good. Sorry.
It can be a single car on your own. You know, just being behind and, you know, accidentally blowing your engine because you're in the draft for too long. You accidentally overheat, or you know, it's the consequences of just being too loose and not understanding how this car or other cars are in dirty air around these super speedways.
Most definitely. You see, I believe. Let's see, somebody's entering pit roads. Tyler Justice is coming down here on pit road. A little early, maybe he didn't like how his car's handling. Maybe needs to get some fuel, top it off for a little later on for fuel strategy.
Yeah, you never know. Even just riding around in the back, you can save yourself a couple extra laps of fuel. Maybe I don't exactly remember how it is in the Xfinity cars because I don't really typically run them too often on the simulator here. But you could possibly save yourself maybe 3 to 5 laps around riding around just in the back of the Packers. You never know; they could be at an advantage later on, come time when if they do get a long green flag run. You know, maybe they're the guys later on after the green flag pit stops, just attaching to the back of that lead pack as they come around, and they're the ones taking advantage of it and possibly stealing a win here later on.
Oh yeah. If you guys watched, I was broadcasting on the Purple app over on Twitch for them until I got the commentary rights over here. Heck of a race on Monday night, as he was saying about anybody could win. Freeman picked up the win on Monday. That boy with green-white checkered started 14th and drove his way up through the field and won it by a bumper. It was really close, but it was a good race.
I will say I would have probably been up there if I didn't take myself out Alpha 4. I ended up, getting the typical Talladega and ended up flipping through the air, It's just the nature of the beast. Sometimes what I say going into these events at these super speedways, because even at Daytona, even if you're racing elite race at iRacing Super Speedway, it's just those drafting tracks. Even at Atlanta, it's 85% luck and 15% skill. It's always a gamble here because you never know.
Almost definitely. As we're still waiting on their caution here, we can run through the field here a little bit and see how everybody's doing. Like we were going through, go to the one of the owners here, Mr. Andy back here. He's moved up 2 spots just in that little short time of the beginning of this race, which is good for him. Do we have any big movers looking back through here?
Right now, it looks like I see the 84 is our biggest mover right now, up 6 positions.
Most definitely. Looks like the biggest loss right now, I didn't even see him, which was Dustin. He must have went to the pits because he's down 13 spots after being up front.
Absolutely. Even just, seeing Tyler, he started 7th and currently, he's sitting a lap down in 16th. That is it's definitely still early in this one, but just even being a lap down and having to ride in the back of this, expecting that caution, it's gotta get frustrating at some point because you never know when it might come or if it's even gonna come.
Most definitely. That means you got to be on your A game at all times. Try to at least capitalize on an ability if it happens.
Absolutely, and I would say my favorite possibly in this race, just because he was so strong whenever he ran on Monday night, is the 22 of Donnie Honeycutt. I look for him to possibly be a contender late in this one. Same goes for the 30 of Blake Witkowski, and even, the 24 of Matthew Montgomery. I expect them to be contenders and be up there towards the front towards the end of this one.
Oh, I most definitely agree on that. I mean, could you see through the field like we were talking about anybody could win? Could you see anybody deep in the field have a chance to come up through here?
Deep in the field, I'm going to take. He was asleep. I didn't expect him when we went to Atlanta on the Monday Night League, and he won. I'm gonna take the 41 of Brock Whiteman, and here we go, everybody. Here we go for the restart.
Green flag is out, and we're back underway. Big jump up there for Donnie Honeycutt to get ahead of the guys. You don't want to get too far ahead of them, though, because then they're going to get momentum to build around you and be able to get around you here, because that's not your friend to have that much distance between everybody like he is right now. That outside lane's going to get him.
That is almost scary because those oh, never mind, he was able to cut up in front, but those outside guys were connected, and now they have a run to the outside, and here comes Blake Witkowski in the 30 with Matthew Montgomery behind him. There's numbers to the inside line, but that outside line right now is just rolling.
Oh, yeah. New leader, Blake Witkowski, to the point, followed by Matthew Montgomery.
And now Andy Berry in the 21 takes over on the outside line with, let's see, who is that behind him?
That is the 41 of the boy you were talking about, Brock Whiteman.
Yep, there he is, Brock Whiteman. Like I said, he is my underdog pick with a couple of my favorites right there leading the inside line. He's the second car on the outside. You cannot be mad that he is trying to make his way to the front and trying to lead some laps.
Sorry, now this push on the outside's coming quick. This bottom line's not connected like it needs to be to keep this outside line stretched out. As you're trying to see Montgomery come up there, try to block the flow that they have right there just to break the momentum from them, but that little 4-car pack on the outside is getting some steam.
that outside is rolling here. You know, they got numbers on the inside, but you know they are just not connected. And you know, you see a couple of them in the back of the inside. They're kind of starting to fall back. And now Blake in the 30 takes the inside. We got a little switcheroo. Andy taking the inside. And now
New
we got a
leader.
new leader in the 21 with Matthew Montgomery pushing him right behind. And Donnie Honeycutt right there, third on the inside line. Now the outside, they're gonna start building up some momentum here, and we might have another good battle for the lead again, building up here just into 3.
Oh, most definitely here. Like, I mean, going from your thing here, we're seeing all this drafting and heavy drafting. In your shoes on Monday, what was it like taking a bump and can it go wrong very quick? I mean, other than how you finished, but can the bump be a bad bump or can the bump be a good bump depending on who the guy is behind you?
It really can be a factor of both. You know, you can have a good guy pushing you, and you know he gives you the wrong bump, and you're going to the inside, and you're going down the inside wall or into the outside wall, and possibly causing a big one. But you know, you can even have the wrong guy pushing you and him giving you the best pushes. But you know, it's just all about who you trust around here. You gotta have friends. If you don't know how other people push, you know it can all be that one wrong thing, and you know it's wrecking the entire field.
Almost definitely. Because we got a new leader here. You're chewing Dark Horse.
This
And
is my dark horse Brock Whiteman now leading us to lap number 10.
we got
And Andy
a
Berry,
top row forming up too, if you can see there. The 49, who is that? The 49, in the, looks like 46. They're trying to make a third row up there on the top shelf.
yep, they are 3 wide in the back there for 2 rows. But that is unfortunately not really going to help the outside line. And they're going to start falling back. While the inside is starting to connect now as Brock Whiteman, light underdog pick, and Andy Berry, Matthew Montgomery, your top 3, they are pulling away as we are coming to lap 11, 70 laps to go in this race. Matthew Montgomery taking to the outside with Donnie Honeycutt following him. Wonder what's going to happen here. Wonder if they're going to be able to push up and get to the lead because
Oh, more people coming to
they're
the top side.
unconnected.
The whole inside just collapsed and went to the top side here. Big run here for Montgomery and Donnie Honeycutt, along with Blake Wiskowski up here. Does Blake drop down? Yes, he does. He drops right down to the bottom line there, keeping toe with Donnie Honeycutt and Matthew Montgomery here.
Now Cody Riggs takes over on the outside line. It is 3 cars of the 12, the 49, and the 46. They are all up there on their own, and they're going to start dropping back because they don't have the help they need to get there. But now the 21, and it looks like the 33
Ooh.
coming up. Definitely a little closer for the 33, but
Yeah,
nope,
yeah, I saw the
kind of
big
forgot
wiggle.
about that. Uh, but they're gonna start building up a run because they're a little bit more connected inside line. They have a big enough gap, so they might be able to block here. But honestly, it's been a mixed bag. These guys have been fighting back and forth like a dog fight, like it's the last lap. They might need to calm down before they possibly, you know, we get another yellow and we get a little antsy here.
Almost definitely. It looked like Andy had a big run, but it got woed up by Blake Wiskowski there right there. Kind of killed the run he had. This top line's trying to make momentum here. I believe, is that Montgomery? Yeah, Montgomery went up top. Oh, what a block. Oh, not the right place you want to be in at that time. I know the run was there. Little
Oh, we got
bad
a little
bump.
side draft
Mm.
there. It was definitely a little aggressive, but now the 30 is all left up on the outside on his own. Will he be able to tuck in? It looks like he's got a big enough gap, but he's not taking that hole. He does not take that hole. He is left stranded out there. Now the 24 of Matthew Montgomery is going to drop back with that outside line because they are not connected.
I think the
Now
30's
Donnie
playing it
Honeycutt.
smart. I think the 30's dropping back, regathering himself, knowing he's got a good car, and he make his way back up through the field.
Donnie Honeycutt is now your leader. Brock Whiteman in second. and Conderman in third. And what do you know? My underdog pick, Brock Whiteman, is currently your biggest mover of the race, chilling there in second from starting 16th. He's up 14 positions since the start of the race.
That's impressive. That is impressive indeed. And it looks like, which is crazy, it looks like Brock and Donnie are just pulling away as a two-car tandem right now while these guys are back here, which is crazy.
Absolutely, that side draft can really slow you down. It is like a parachute. If somebody gets to your quarter panel or your door here, no matter what side of the car it's on, you will just drop back like you have a parachute. It feels like you get an extra 100 pounds added to the tail end of that car.
As if everybody's piling it back up here. Huge run from Andy on the high side with a good push there from Matthew Montgomery. Oh, a little blinking there from Mr. Dustin Lewis there.
Andy Berry will take over the lead for a quick second, but Matthew Montgomery now takes the lead from the outside. Will he tuck down or stay? It looks like he's going to stay there with Dustin Lewis because Dustin's giving him a good enough push. And will Dustin be able to clear? It looks like he does clear the 21 right now. That outside line is rolling just up there with only four cars pushing. They drop down the inside now.
Oh, a little bad hit. I don't know if you saw that. Bad bump from Donnie Honeycutt to Andy Berry there a little bit ago. That was a real bad bump.
Yeah, that looked like it really unfortunate. It really upset the back end of Andy's car. He's good thing he was able to hold on to it, and he was able to say that he kept her straight. We got two cars on the outside line, but everybody else is freight training on the bottom. These guys on the outside, I give them props because, you know, now they are definitely dropping back quicker after I give them some props. Andy Berry takes it up to the outside possibly to pick these guys up, but oh no, he drops down to the inside. These guys are left on their own. You know, they've been able to hold their own on their outside. Now we got a little bit of movement here. We could be getting some excitement here.
New guy up to the front here, by the way, Schumann, the 46. Where did he come from? I think he started midway through the pack. Good little surcharge here from him.
Bradley Minner, he's now leading the outside. You know, we've not talked about him too much because he's been one of the guys leading, like, at the end of these packs. You know, now Dustin Lewis will take over that outside, taking over the lead. And Matthew Montgomery is going to drop back to the 49 and going to have to hopefully get a big push here. But the 33 will drop down and block that run. Looks like the 46, like you said, Mr. Where did he come from? We're gonna just absolutely power around the outside. Oh, a little bit of crazy side drive. We got a little bit of motion going around, possibly 4 wide in the back there.
Forward. Looking back to the field here. I think everybody finally got back into the rhythm there. So your boy, new leader, pick a thing. As we got a little bit of lap traffic to 90 that got hurt early in the race here. He's going to get out of the way for the leaders here, staying on the high side, trying his best to.
Pit road is closed for the stage now. They're coming to the end of the stage here. Brock Whiteman is currently leading the race.
There's a big momentum coming to the top though. There's a big momentum. Oh yeah. Oh no, here comes a little bit of bump. Oh, solid bump from the 4 car there of Colin.
From what we just heard over the race communications, pit road is not closed, if I heard that correctly.
Just getting close here. We're going to see anybody dip off to get fuel or no? No? Coming to the line. Coming to the line.
Side by side for 4 rows.
Who's going to get it? That would be Brad. Brad will be the stage winner for that. Good pushing there from Donnie Honeycutt.
I do not know if that was necessarily the stage, because they did not throw the caution in. And they just said over driver comms about a lap ago, they said pit road was not closed.
My apologies, y'all. My apologies.
I'm not sure if that wasn't. I am not sure if it was, but I did hear it from the boss man himself over race comms. We got some 3 wide action here for 3rd. Now that is a stage win. That is a stage win from Bradley Minner right there. Donnie Honeycutt finishes 2nd, and Blake Wachowski rounds out the top 3. Cody Riggs finishing 4th, and Brock Lightman finishing 5th to round out the stage.
It looks like Matthew Montgomery dropped back a little bit. I don't know if he was just trying to save stuff or get better off in later on there, but I think he wound up getting 9th, I think.
He did get 9th. I wouldn't be surprised if even, it just got a little too sketchy up there for him, and he decided he was going to drop back and save himself a little bit. I would have definitely dropped back at this point and saved myself a little bit, because for me, it definitely would have looked a little sketchy up there.
Oh, most definitely. It was getting a little hectic up there for myself. Alrighty. As we get everybody ready to go here for pit stops. As a racer, I mean, I've raced here myself. If I were them, since it's just early, I'd just get gas. You really don't need tires here. They don't eat up like any normal track.
No. This is not your typical short track or your 1.5 miles where you are burning a right front or possibly even a right rear, depending what track you might be at. You are just on the gas magnet, playing with the throttle like it's a flute, because other than that, the only thing you are mainly worried about is making sure those tires are not too hot. You're not really too worried about the tire wear here. I would definitely just say get yourself a full tank of gas and get yourself a clean tire off here.
Oh yeah. Make sure the grill's clean. Make sure no debris, no anything's on there. So we see them head down the pit road here.
We expect everybody to come down, it looks like, besides one, possibly to get the lucky dog. Like you're saying, I expect everybody here to come and get gas only. As the 46 now rolls into a stall. He looks like he's taking some tires. He took right side.
Looks like we got the 12 coming out first there. Cody Riggs came out first. Looks like Brad Miner came in right after him.
It looks like he came off P5. It looks like he possibly came off P5. He tried to get the jump on the guys, but taking them 2 tires, he cost himself positions after winning the stage there. but I think it'll definitely help him later on.
Most definitely, most definitely. And not gonna lie though, I only have, other than the stage caution, that we've only had one caution for this race so far, which has been really good. I mean, not too far off of what you guys had Monday night, which is fine.
No, no, absolutely not. And I think, two cautions, one early on, it's just getting them bugs out. It's super speedway racing. We always love the super speedway race here. But, we always get that early caution because you never know. Maybe it's just those butterflies, but even just a stage caution here, it has been a really, really good entertaining race.
Oh yeah, and then it's not even over yet. You get to the end here, it's gonna get more spicier by the minute. Because when laps start winding down, it gets down to the nitty gritty. People are gonna be making moves that you wouldn't have seen beginning of this race.
And it looks like by the time we go green, we will probably have ourselves 56 laps to go. So I expect these guys to have one more stop in them, probably coming down and just getting gas only at that point. We're coming to the choose this time. Looks like Cody Riggs will take the bottom. It definitely looks like we have a mix-up in positions after the pit cycles. I definitely after that pit cycle, I don't exactly remember where everybody was, but I see even Matthew Montgomery, even Matthew Montgomery there in the 24. He went in ninth and dropped to 11th.
I think that was more of just a strategy and ride a little bit, feel it out. Why be up in near the front when chaos could happen, and save your car
Yep,
for the end of the race.
yep, exactly. I definitely think so too because I would much rather be there towards the end wanting that big payday of the points and the trophy instead of just winning the stage.
Oh, most definitely, most definitely. Like my opinion on it, I honestly, for this race, you have to be strategic. I mean, I understand you can't put yourself in a position where you're completely out of the draft, but at the same time, is you got to make sure you're cautious enough but aggressive at the exact same time to make it work.
And you also have to have them friends who's going to be there for you throughout this race and towards the end. Who are you going to work with? You never know, and that friend maybe later on in this race can backstab you and possibly leave you hanging and steal the win from you.
Most definitely. Here's we see the Ford Mustang pace car coming off and hitting the pit area. Here as we're about to take the green. Starting on the first place with the restart, it's going to be Cody Riggs, Honeycutt on the outside, and we are green flag out in the air.
Now that was a very beautiful jump there by Cody Riggs. That's how you kind of want to have the start go for you. You want to have that car behind
Mm-hmm.
you connected to you, not like Donnie Honeycutt
Yeah,
had the previous restart where he was just
yeah.
out too far and the outside was able to pass him by. These guys are quite connected here. Now we see Blake in the 30 drop down to the inside. It seems like everybody here is dropping down and riding to the inside. I think these guys know they have to make one more stop possibly before they can make it to the end of this race before they battle it out for that luxurious trophy.
I know Mr. Andy wanted to hear this. I don't know how we're going to work it, but I want to do it for him. So you might not be able to hear us, but next lap come around here, I'm going to crank the volume up. We're going to have a crank it up lap with the volume of these beautiful Xfinity cars here at Talladega.
So you guys probably won't be able to hear us, but in this next lap, we're going to crank it up. So we see man, they're just pulling away. Ooh, a little bit of a slight, not going to say block by the 30 back there, but I don't know, that inside line's cruising. Alrighty, y'all. For this lap, we're going to crank her up. Alrighty, y'all. As we get back to commentary here, looks like a little bit for that short period of time there, Schumann. They, the 12 and the 33 and 21 just kind of gapped themselves from the field there for a little bit.
Yeah, it looked like even on the back straightaway too. When we had that crank it up, it looked like the 4 and the 21. They were dicing it out there going into 3. You know, I thought we were getting a little entertaining there during that crank it up because they wanted to fight it out, and I wasn't sure whether or not we were gonna have a wreck or not.
You see Cody Riggs still out point here. I mean, look at the recovery here for Dustin Lewis beginning of the race. I don't know exactly what happened to him. I don't know if he went to pit road or what happened, but he's having a good recovery so far. It looks like the outside lane ain't even, it can't form here either, there, Schumann.
No, it does not look like they can. It looks like the 4 is just struggling. But back to what you previously were saying, Dustin Lewis, you know, he was not up front when we first started the race. That is because he had received an EOL from the previous week, from what previously happened. So he had to serve that EOL, and now look at him now. He is currently up there and not quite leading the train, but he's second in line and waiting to bite. You know, I think we can expect him to be up there and possibly, you know, take that bite, and hopefully it doesn't bite him in the end to possibly lose this race. Hopefully he's up there fighting for a win.
Almost definitely is. You see on the outside, we were just talking about the outside line not running. Look back here a little bit. Montgomery's trying to make a train come up here to battle that 12 and the 33 up here for the lead. They're slowly bringing up, and he's bringing Donnie Honeycutt with him. Ooh, really bad bump there from Honeycutt to the back end of Montgomery's Chevrolet there. As Montgomery
will tuck down.
Yeah, he said, I'm not having that. I'm going to tuck myself back down here in line. Up and comes right back out.
Back right up, but he's got a little side draft. Maybe that'll help him on the outside there. Maybe that's what he was looking for. He was looking for that run so Donnie could come follow him and give him that push. Because he's got it. He's there now, but they're just not getting any momentum. Maybe they need that 41 up there helping them. But it looks like they got a couple more. Oh, we got a little slice of dice into the back there.
That was Brock.
A couple more cars. But maybe now that they're getting quite more connected, yep, looks like now that they're connected a little bit more, Matthew Montgomery and Donnie Honeycutt leading that outside, they're moving and grooving. They're starting to catch this lead group up at the front here on the inside.
It looks like Brock got real tight or real loose coming off of 2. I thought there was going to something happen off that, but he gathered it up and got right back in line with the boys.
Now, usually with the dirty air here, just based off of a driver's experience, the dirty air here just being back there, it can definitely make you loose. But if you're loose, you're definitely gonna definitely feel it point down to the inside. If you're starting to get tight, you're going to deal with what the 41 dealt with there, and he started drifting up towards the wall, and that wouldn't have been pretty if he happened to just touch that wall with cars behind him.
Most definitely. As we look like we see again, this run starting to build here for the top line with Montgomery, Donnie Honeycutt, and Brock. Oh, a little bad bump again. Bad bump
Yeah, the
again from there.
22 is starting to give this 24 some aggressive pushes. You know, it's only a matter of time of not if, but when will that bad push be bad enough and possibly, you know, end the race or take out the 24 as the front three are pulling away as the rest of the field is side by side behind them.
Most definitely. I know between manufacturers it's very hard to try to keep a nose-to-tail draft like that. Oh, another bad bump by Honeycutt again on the back of the 24.
That was actually a bad bump from the 41 to the 22. That was the third car, not the second car. We actually had a change there. Who gave the bad bump? It was a little different. And again, it's those manufacturers. You know, those manufacturers, Toyotas and Chevys, as we see there. As what they're running, they have different noses, and you know, sometimes those noses don't quite connect to the bumpers the same as if it was the same manufacturer.
Exactly. Let's get a ride on Mr. Donnie Honeycutt here. We're going to go on board for this. Give you guys a perspective of what he's seeing from his view, because when you're behind anybody in the track, all you see is what's in front of you, not around. You're literally seeing to the viewer of the driver in front of you and praying he's taking you to a place where you guys both need to go.
Now there's nobody in front of that 24 right now, so he can push him as hard as he wants to. But with these Xfinity cars, there's it's a little bit harder to push than a Chuck or a Cup car because, you know, there's that bubble there at the bumper, so you may not be able to quite connect. And, you know, when you're sitting there pushing, you know, you might not know if there's a car in front, so you might be able to push as hard as you can. But if a car drifts up, you might not know if you're not in the same chat with them, or you might not be able to even see that car drift up, and you know, you could push too hard and possibly end a race.
There's another little bad, man. That's the thing that you shouldn't do when you're trying to draft, is try to put yourself in a situation to get your bumper on that right rear quarter panel. That's a no-no area when you're trying to draft with anybody, because get that driver extremely free, as you just saw right there with the bump off of Donnie Honeycutt to that, like right there. That was a good bump right there from Donnie to Matthew Montgomery right there on trying to get this run on the outside. You also got to
kind of block the air, and it seems like he was able to make it work a little bit. I don't know if he got a little tight, but he definitely blocks some air in the 24, and it was able to help keep that 3-car breakaway at the front of the pack there.
You also got to think too, the reason why Honeycutt's bumping Montgomery like this is he's also got to keep that air clean on the nose, because if not, he'll get the temperatures up and could blow his motor up in front of the field.
Yep, and that is another thing too. You might not. I definitely tend to do this too, but you never know when that dash is flashing at you, because it can be in a blink of a second, or it could be. It could definitely last a little longer than you think, but that thing could be flashing at you and you're not paying attention because you're just so focused on pushing the guy in front, and you know, next thing you know, you just hear a big boom in your ear and your motor's gone. You drop into the bag, and you definitely don't want that to happen. You don't want to end your race just by trying to be a teammate and pushing. You gotta try and keep an eye on everything throughout these super speedway races.
Almost definitely. It looked like Brock shot her out to the outside there. I don't know if he got moved up to the outside or he did it himself, but he's dropping back a little bit to the field here.
Hopefully he's dropping to the back to save himself a little bit, because it definitely looked a little squirrely up there within the front 7.
Oh, big wreck!
We got a wreck between the 63 and the 24.
63 has a lot of front nose damage off that. A lot of rear damage too. We were on board to see that. If we can just go a little replay real quick for you guys, we'll come back here and see exactly what happened here. We'll slow it down.
It just kind of looks like a little bit of both. It
Well,
came up,
yeah,
one
one
came
came
down,
down.
and you know,
Mm. That's gonna be harsh on Montgomery's car though. Oh, and the 46
collects
got
the
involved
46
too.
and the
Yeah,
49. The 49 hits the inside wall.
that's gonna be a lot of damage to the left front of Montgomery because he had a lot of front nose damage off nowhere to go when he doored the put the front bumper into the door of the 63. Yeah, it looks like by that it looks like the toes knocked out of the left front of that 24 car. Really hate to see it. That was a strong car. Hopefully, if they can
Yep.
get some of the repairs and maybe be able to salvage some kind of finish for him tonight.
He should be able to, but right now that left front is severely damaged.
Mm-hmm.
It sounds like it is. It is definitely a little broke on that. He definitely may have broke the sway bar there up front.
Do we see the damage on how bad? I did not check actually. How bad was I did not see that. I don't know if it'll show me here. I
The
don't know how bad.
63.
No, Brad Miner in the 46 got into that too. He had a strong car today. I think he's the one that got in the left front of Or he had really nowhere to go. Montgomery was coming down. Really, he had no really where to go on that. 49. Looks like they're
He
doing work
has
on the
some
24.
damage to his left front. I mean his right front.
It looks like they're
Oh, that
doing.
46 unfortunately also has a broken right front. When they hit, they broke each other's wheels, unfortunately.
That's.
The left front of the 24 is broke and the right front of the 46 is broke. So unfortunately, two heavy front row contenders unfortunately probably out of this race.
As we were saying, it wasn't the big one, but it still. It sucks for drivers here. As we see, it looks like the 90 is getting the lucky dog again here. Right there, Mr. Mike Elderbridge. Or Elderidge.
Yes, he will now be eight. It looks like he will probably be just 8 laps down now.
See here, I don't believe Mr. Steve is he. I don't think he actually recovered from his. I think that happened earlier. With was the 5 involved with that too? Oh no, that was from. Was he from the other wreck earlier?
I think he was from the other wreck earlier.
Hmm. You really hate
He
to
was
see
from
it
the
though.
first caution.
Yeah, you really hate to see it though. As laps are winding down here. We're at laps. It's gonna be coming to 39 out of 80. We're almost at halfway here.
We are 2 away from halfway, and we have 10 cars on the lead lap.
If it's halfway in your mindset as a driver here, Schumann, what would you do right now? What are you thinking?
Honestly, first thing I'm doing is I'm looking at how much fuel we got and how much fuel we got left, and calculating how many laps we got left, and just trying to figure out whether or not I'm going to take some fuel or stay out with the rest of these guys and try and pit with them.
I agree with that. Like we were saying earlier, this track ain't like your intermediate tracks, short tracks. It's or your cookie cutter tracks, if what you would call. Um, this track don't burn up a whole lot of tires, so when you come down the pit road, you really don't need tires unless you want to just use them up. It's mostly just fuel and hold on, and try to get a good run when you get a chance. as we see here, the yellow lights, I believe we should be going back. We should be going to 1 to go here this time by.
The lights are still on the pace car, so I think we might be 2 to green here. Cody Riggs, Justin Lewis, Andy Berry, and Ryan Bittler, and Donnie Honeycutt, your top 5 currently.
I'm going to take a little, honestly, right now, because I haven't been to the field. I've been actually really eyeballing this scheme. I'm going to get a little close up on him. Mr. Ryan Bittler, man, that thing is a really pretty looking car.
That is absolutely a beautiful scheme. I absolutely love the gold and love how the 9 looks. That number scheme right there reminds me of Grant and Finger right there.
Yes. I couldn't agree more on that. I like the just the color of it and the design itself. Are we 1 to go? Are we at?
We are coming to 1 to go here, and with that coming to 1 to go, we are also at halfway through your National Series race here at Talladega as well.
So we got a little bit of time here. I'm actually going to bring one of the drivers up, scare the shit out of him. Pardon my French, and bring him up here and see if he says hi, and I'll move him back down. A little bit of, and I'm not being biased here. I'm bringing in the owner. I'm bringing Andy up here for a little bit because he's been in a little bit of chaos all the time here. So, hey Andy, we got Schumann and myself up in the booth. You got a copy?
Got a copy.
Hey man, watching you through the race here. It's been a little hectic, hasn't it?
A little hectic, but that's plate racing for you.
Oh yeah, oh yeah.
Plate racing for you, man. These cars are they're definitely weird in the aero a little bit. They have a really big bubble on them, so it's pretty tough to get to the back of the car. But once you get to a certain point, it you can hear the RPMs kind of increase. So that's kind of what I'm looking for. So.
Absolutely, absolutely. Now that we are now officially halfway through this race, are you thinking about possibly ditching your friends and possibly, taking this one for yourself?
You gotta make friends out here, John. You know what I'm saying? I mean, I don't know. We'll see what happens. Me and Dustin are teammates, so we're gonna do what we can to maintain up front and do what we gotta do to get a win. If it involves me getting a win or him getting a win, that's what we're gonna make happen. So,
Hey, that's the way to go. Teammates helping teammates. You can never go wrong with that.
yes, sir.
All righty, Andy. I appreciate it. Here, we're gonna take you back down to your team here.
Absolutely appreciate talking to y'all.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Good luck for the rest of your race there.
Good
Yes,
luck
sir.
there.
Thank you.
I put him back. Okay, I was making sure I put him back in the right spot.
You always gotta make sure.
Right,
Looks
right.
like we're gonna have another car staying out for a wave around. I don't know exactly who that might be.
Oh, and it looks like they're going to pit road. Get some tire, maybe get some fuel, maybe.
Yep, I don't exactly quite know if they can quite make this race. If they can quite make this race with the tank they were on, I think the best move is to pit here and see what they can do. It looks like we got some guys taking tires. Some guys might be taking fuel because they took some fuel previous. Well, they took some tires previously at that last stop.
Alrighty.
And we got ourselves a clear winner off a pit road with the 41.
Almost definitely here. And you got Blake up there as well. Blake Wiskowski brought himself back up to the front.
A lot of the guys we saw up there beforehand, before the stage, after the stage they were not up there after the stage, and then now all of a sudden after this late caution about halfway they are now back up front and possibly fighting for contention for this win here.
Almost definitely. Looking back here, just looking at the pit times. The time difference between the 41 and the 30 was like 0.003 of a second off pit road. And they, I believe, I don't know, I think they just took probably fuel. Other ones, I believe, might have took some tires. You have
I believe I saw the 21 and the 4 also take some tires.
that's definitely four has been in contention a little bit up here tonight. I think he's just trying to. I think he's biding his time, getting ready to the end here, and then he's going to make a final push.
I definitely agree because we have seen Colin Conderman up there towards the front, leading that outside line at points, and then sometimes he's playing the safe game and he's riding around in the back, always trying to play safe and make sure he has something towards the end here.
Almost definitely. I believe our driver of the number 24, I think, is still on pit road trying to get that damage repaired. If I'm not mistaken. Oh, he's
Unfortunately,
out. Actually, he is out.
Fortunately, the 24 has packed up the hauler and hit up the airport on the backstretch and taken his flight back home. Fortunately, we will not be seeing him until next week.
Alrighty. As we see the lights are off on the pace car here, that means we're going to be going green this time by. Again, a lot of talent drivers out here. Anybody can win this race. We got looking like 30, going to be probably 37 at the line to go.
Yep, we'll have 37 to go, and we still have 10 cars on the way left, but we still have a handful more sitting back there, a couple laps down, still trying to fight for these laps back and possibly try and make sure that they have something to possibly get some valuable points to possibly move up in the standings after this one's all said and done.
Most definitely.
This track here, there's so much runs through your mind during these pace laps because you are just slow rolling the entire way around, so you have a lot to think about, whether it's the next move or when you're gonna block as the pace car rolls into pit road here. Brock Whiteman and Blake Wachowski leading us to the green flag here.
And green flag is out. Kind of a debacle restart there from like 5th on back.
The outside is definitely connected. I wonder what those two in the back outside line, they're going to tuck down and leave Blake and Donnie stranded up there. But Blake and Donnie have a good enough run to where they can hang. And the back three, the inside line there, they're going to stay up and take it to the top and try and help Blake and Donnie and see what they can do here.
He's got a little bit of stragglers. Maybe the 4's got some damage or just lost the draft there. 90's trying to come up here and help as well. I know he's multiple laps down, but you can have any friends. Doesn't matter if they're on the lead lap to being laps down. They can make anything happen for you if you really need it.
Absolutely. It looks like second place is trying to clear as he does. Brock is trying to back it up a little bit so he can get a good push from the 12 of Cody Riggs as Blake is trying to hold on the top there. The outside is just not really well connected, and they are not pushing too well right now.
No, they are not. So they're trying to get momentum there. The inside lane is capitalizing and starting to pull a little bit on them guys.
Makes me wonder if you really want to try and run that outside later in the race? Because it seems like just as the run goes on, when you think the outside is prevailing, the inside is coming right back and pulling away.
Or do you think maybe, like you said, they even went to pit road, but being that stretch, I believe, I mean, I don't know for certain for the fuel mileage, but can they last that long in the rest of this race? Or are they trying to save a little bit and then get a good run there at the same time?
You know, that is a good question, and we should have asked the boss man Andy when we had him up here. We could have definitely asked him what the fuel window was, because that could have helped us get a better understanding of whether or not these guys are saving or pushing. Because you know, we might have one more fuel stop, because I mean, some guys took tires and some guys took fuel only. Will we have a fuel stop or not? Are these guys fighting to the end now, or is it just try and save what you can?
I don't believe the outside's trying right now. I mean, they have the help there, just I don't think they're trying. It look like, ooh, looks like, believe that was Blake was trying to get to the bottom. That almost got a little hectic there.
That was definitely a little tight.
I honestly, Schumann, I honestly see this thing going single file for a little bit. Let everybody get the bearings and then figure out what they want to do here.
I definitely think so too. You know, we got those couple guys that are double file in the back, but you know, I think like right now, yep, there we go. They're now single files. We got one actually deciding to tuck it up. That's the 4, but it looks like we are going to just stay single file for a majority of this pack here, and I think we're just gonna try and ride it out, keep our bearings a little calm, and feel everybody else out, and try and save some fuel, because I think we do have that one more stop before we can make it to the end.
The only thing I see that's going a little amiss back here, if we ride back a little farther back here, I know they have damage. Who is actually? I thought they did. I think the 35 getting a bit of that. I think they're off the pace here. I know the 90's been a couple laps down. And the 4's back here, they're just dropping off the pace. I don't know if they lost the draft.
Looks like we got Blake here trying to make a move for P5. He's the only straggler there on the outside.
Let's ride on board here. Let's ride on board Blake here. He's trying to make it work. It looks like somebody's trying to peek too. Looks like that was Andy. Andy maybe was peeking out there to try to see if somebody would take it. It looks like Blake's just going to drop back in line behind the 4 here of Colin. Let's see what happens here. Say your pick right now. Schumann's looking pretty good right now.
Absolutely, my underdog is looking wonderful out there. Brock Whiteman in the Chipotle Chevrolet, absolutely just cooking the field. But honestly, I would rather prefer some Moe's over some Chipotle. But he's a great pick here. He's a great pick at Talladega. No matter what super speedway he is always an underdog. No matter what style track it is.
Looking down, maybe the 12 of Cody Riggs. I wouldn't see it peeking down there. Was he trying to get some air on the nose, or was he saying, I'm going to get pit stop next time by? I don't think they'd be pitting right now, would they?
Well, that was a little bit of an awkward push there by the 21. Definitely almost upset the 12. But I think what he may have been doing is definitely trying to just let off, because he may have been a little too close there, and he may have been heating that engine up.
True, true. You hate to see it back there. Ryan Bittler was up here majority of the race. He's fallen way back to 10th off the pace, way off the pace. Like,
It
way off
looks
the
like he
pace.
may have lost the main pack. Definitely not looking too good for the 9. We might want to check and see what's wrong with that car. I don't know whether or not he might have some damage or possibly even, you know, just deciding to not really kill himself.
True, true.
I don't know. The car looks fine to me. I think he's just saving. I think he may have got shuffled out.
Oh, what a big wiggle by Andy. Oh, that thing got really unset by itself. He didn't even get a bump. The car went up off the bottom and literally just wiggled his way up the track literally with no help.
It's just been the air getting him loose.
True. You see Blake trying to make another run there, but nobody wants to go with him. He's only, like you said earlier, only the sole survivor trying to peek out to say, hey, I want to go up. I want to move up. Anybody want to go? And everybody keeps tucking in line.
Yeah, it's definitely still early on as we're just under 30 to go. We are actually at 28 to go this time, but it is still definitely very early, and I mean we gotta be approaching that last pit stop. I wonder if we're either gonna get it before 20 to go or just after 20 to go. It could be any moment now. We could be seeing guys start tucking themselves down pit lane.
No, definitely. These guys are nose to tail on a big draft here. There's Blake again trying to make something work, trying to get somebody to go with him. At the 35.
Looks like he might be able. He's trying to make a pass on that 4, but it's nothing's happening. He's trying to get a run from the 4, well, from that 35, but nothing going. That 4 is just holding him up because he is in the draft of that main pack, and looks like Blake is just gonna have to tuck back in.
I will say right now, we're actually, as much as Brock being the most mover, we have somebody else that's actually a big mover too as well. That number 84 of John Valalaski, I might be saying his name wrong, I apologize. He's up 14 spots since the beginning of this race. Very impressive.
Very impressive.
For that number 84 Napa Chevrolet there. It looks like, actually right now, Blake's got so much of a run. He's got around that 4.
Blake does have a good run. He is side by side back there with Donnie Honeycutt. Looks like P6. The 35 is definitely helping Blake out, but will the momentum be able to carry them up to the front, or will they just be stalled out at some point and keep having to fight back eventually?
I think that stalling's happening right now. Because he's kind of like at a dead stalemate right now. If they'd have had another car maybe towing behind him and help him with the draft, they might be able to get around Donnie, but I don't think it's going to happen.
I do not think so either. As 4 cars are trying to break away, as the 30 and the 22 are just having an absolutely dog fight for P6 right now.
Most definitely. If I was Blake, I would settle back in, just regather my thoughts. There's going to be a moment where somebody's going to want to go, and then you just go with them. Right now, it's pretty much just to follow the leader, ride in tow.
Absolutely, and as much as I would love to go get the lead right now if I was driving, I'm going to sit here patiently. I'm going to wait until that pay window opens, because once that pay window opens, you want to be able to cash that check before it closes, because if not, you might be pushing somebody else to win and not yourself.
Most definitely, exactly, that's right. As you can see, the 35 drop back down in between and leaves Blake out there all by himself.
Now, props to Blake for still wanting to run that outside. He's not giving up, but right now he's currently hurting himself if he wants to keep side drafting with this 35, because that's only going to pull them back. They're going to keep putting a parachute to each other. But now he's going to drop in behind the 35. Everybody's single file coming here off of 4, coming to lap 58 this time.
But see, so going back to being the leader, right? You got to think too. It's great to be a leader here, but at the same time, you're thinking, when am I going to lose the help? When are they going to ditch me? Are they going to stay here? Are they going to keep in tucked behind me? They're going to help me out? Or am I going to have somebody, say like Andy Berry, jump to the outside, brought with him with the 33 of Dustin Lewis, and then that just trickles down to whoever's behind it. That just drops Brock and Cody back.
Not only that, but Brock is currently leading this thing, and yeah, you can lead this thing, but being out front there, you are full throttle and you are burning the most fuel, and the question's got to be is he's gonna bring us down. He's more than likely gonna bring us down pit road first, and how much fuel does he have? Does he have enough to make it to the end?
Yeah, that's the $1 million question. It's how of just curiosity, because I know we talked about the 9 off the pace. So I'll give you a little reference here. Shimon, between from first to 9th is separated by a second. That's how close everybody is. The 9 that
Yep.
fell off the pace is 13, almost 14 seconds back.
He is just coming off of 4 now, and he's at pit entry. Those other guys, they're just in the middle of 1 and 2 currently.
That right there, we all know. That 9 is begging for a caution right now. So let me get back in the fight here.
9 is absolutely hoping somebody decides to make one of those late moves to possibly, bring out a yellow and save him, and that'll help a couple, even the 41. That would help the 41 out because he's burned the most fuel. But do you really want a caution though? You want to be able to stick with your teammate, because if you get a caution, there's that chance you guys get separated coming off a pit road.
Alrighty, his laps are winding down here. We're going to be coming at 20 go this time by. I'm trying to believe here. I'm trying to see how many laps Mr. Brock has led here, though. That's the question here.
He's definitely led a handful of laps. I think he might be one of the guys that has definitely led the most laps. If he hasn't led the most, he's definitely second.
I think it's between him and the 12, honestly.
Them two have been up front all race, so you have not been able to separate these guys from the front.
All right, you see what I'm seeing there, Shimon? That's what I thought I saw there. You've seen the last couple corners here. Andy hasn't been up the 12's rear bumper for the last couple times. I wonder if he's trying to set up a run here to get around him. Him and the 33 have been backing off a little bit at a time, and he keeps peeking. I know he's trying to get air on the nose, but I wonder if he's trying to set up a run.
Maybe, or maybe he's just riding back there saving fuel.
That could be
Could
too.
be definitely lifting off the throttle a little bit, saving fuel.
Okay, appreciate it. Appreciate there, Tree Guy. So live comments there, Schumann said pit window is roughly 8 to 10 more laps.
Okay, so we'll definitely have. It seems like we might have ourselves a like last minute pit stop here within 10 to go. We might have ourselves less than a 10 lap shootout to end this race.
So, if you guys, viewers, don't know, we're going to be having some green flag pit stops. This is to be getting spicy down on pit road. Everybody's going to try to gaggle up there. Everybody's going to try to strategize and see if they can go a little farther for an extra lap to get them momentum. Anything could really happen in that situation.
I will say I absolutely love to be able to see some green flag pit stops at Talladega or even just any super speedway because it absolutely shakes up the way these guys run afterwards. You never know. That fifth place guy, whether it's the 84 or even the 33 up there in fourth, if they pit all at the same time, one of those guys could possibly come out with the lead just based off of how they enter on pit road and how they come off of pit road. They can end up with the lead if they have the perfect entry and the perfect exit.
Most definitely. You think about it, too. Do you pit early? A little early, knowing your window. Do you get an advantage on these guys? That's the question.
You definitely could. You definitely could. But you want to have a partner here. It is a super speedway. You don't want to be out there on your own trying to just pit by yourself because if you don't have a partner, you might not be able to keep up with these guys if they got a partner later on when they pit. But as we know, there are not very many guys left on the lead lap, so we're just gonna have to see if they all pit together or if they pit in pairs.
It's all right, now looking back here, we're going to look back a little bit. I was just watching it. Blake was heavily. Always, we got pit stops, pit stop, pit stops.
41 is pitting with the 22 and the 4 and the 35. Just the first round of pit stops.
That looked like pretty much a move of positionings for Donnie, I think, because he was back there with the middle of them guys, and I think he was trying to make pretty much a strategy call for himself for that.
It looks like we got 4 cars. We had 4 cars pit there, and then we had 5 cars stay out with Cody Riggs, Andy Berry, Dustin Lewis, John Velocity, and then Blake Wachowski rounding out the top 5 here, all staying out, possibly making a couple extra laps, trying to pull these guys, and maybe they'll pit within the next 3 to 4 laps.
Most definitely. I mean, like they were saying, if they were saving a little bit of fuel, they got plenty of time. And some of them guys, like you said, running in the middle of the pack. Andy was running third. He could have been laying half throttle. He could have been saving a couple laps.
He definitely could have now, and now it seems like he's able to start pushing that 12 a little bit harder. So I think, like I had said earlier, you know, he was saving that fuel, trying to just make sure he has those couple extra laps, because even the 12 was behind the 41 there, so even he could have been saving. So now they're trying to just push as hard as they can to make it towards the end of this green flag run before they got to pit.
Oh yeah, I could see him coming in with the next 1 or 2 laps here, at least. Now the question is, if they've been out this long, is it going to help them or is it going to hurt them? Because when you come down pit road, it's probably going to be a 17-second stop unless you're getting fuel. It might be like 7 seconds. You also got to factor in that the guys are coming right now. So the ones that did pit, like Brock and Colin and all them, they are almost 38 seconds back. Do they catch up and take the lead, or is it going to be a stalemate of a double of them catching them side by side? But also, they're going to have the momentum wound back up too.
We will have to eventually see here, because sometimes too, even, you know, more cars can really affect how you draft, and sometimes the less cars, the better. We'll just have to wait and see because it seems like right now some of these guys towards the end of this front five, they can't really connect that well. The front three connect, but the back two, they're not having anything go to where they can get up towards the front three here. Now it looks like we're gonna have some green flag pit stops from the front five possibly.
I feel like right now we're going to probably be seeing them coming in, I believe. Yes, I was right, actually, right on the nose.
Here come your front five that were just running out front. Blake had a great entry because right now he's gained himself 2 spots on the pit entry.
As of right
He just needs
now,
he needs to go in and have himself a golden stop to be able to possibly have some good positioning coming through with this group.
let's see where these guys are at right now. You see a 3-car tandem right now of Brock, Colin, and Donnie Honeycutt just coming to the line. They might
These
be.
guys are just rolling off a pit road.
They're going to probably catch him coming into 2. Possibly. Maybe. As we got a new leader, by the way, off pit road. The number 84 of John Velassi. I'm saying his name wrong there, but. Oh, bad bump. Oh, terrible bump that situation right there. I think I was off from the 30 to the 12, though. Now, as you were saying about needing friends, look at Andy. Andy was running up third, came out, and hopefully he can keep a hold of that draft.
And he had the 33 with him up front in that pack earlier, and now the 33 is just nowhere to be seen whatsoever.
I believe he had. Let me see, how much of a pit stop did he have? Oh yeah, that'll do it for you. He had a pit stop of 8.50, while the other ones had 8.03, 8.03, 7-second pit stops. Man, that other person that had a worse pit stop was Blake in the 30, but he's up with the field. That's crazy.
It's absolutely wild.
But as we get up here with the with John V with coming to 9 to go here, will we see another big one? Will we see some chaos ensue here as somebody's going to shake it up? They're not just going to ride nose to tail. That's not classic Talladega. You got to have a little excitement with it. I mean, heck, look, Schumann, Andy could be in the catbird seat right now, way back there.
Absolutely. It can even happen off during the white flag because as we know how iRacing is, once that white flag is out, there's no caution. There's no possible way to throw a caution on the white flag. So if there is a caution during the if there is a wreck on the white flag, Andy could have actually pulled this thing off from being back there.
Most definitely. I was trying to look how far back to 9. Oh man, 9's 39 seconds back.
Yeah, I think the 9 is mercifully begging for a caution here because
Right.
if he does not get a caution, he's gonna go a lap down, and he's currently halfway down the backstretch, about to roll into 3.
As they're just exiting too. As you can see him, guys, in the picture frame there.
Now it is just that waiting time. It's time to wait to pounce because it's way too early. If I had made a move now, I'm getting left hanging if I'm the lead in the outside or even the inside coming to 2 to go.
That's what I was going to ask. When would you make your move, and where would you make your move? Say if you were Brock right now in third, where would you do?
I would wait until maybe the wait till possibly Alpha 2 coming like during the white flag, because that way it's late. It's at least later in the lap, and it's not too early, but it's also not too late. Because if you wait too late, you know, other
Oh,
guys can make the move on you as we get a little dicey there for fourth and fifth.
look at, I believe that 4 probably caught the apron off of 2. That usually does that. If you get that left front tire on the apron, it'll get you wobbly.
Absolutely, any track, no matter what you do, if you even hit that apron, it can dart you up, and you know, if there was a car that was outside, he definitely would have possibly been taking them for a ride along
As
with
we
them.
look here outside, Donnie Honeycutt and Blake trying to make a little bit of a run here. I believe it's still too early for that.
They're gonna try what they can because you can only get so patient riding along in the back there.
As we see, the leaders are catching upon the 90 of Mr. Mike Elderidge. Very shortly here.
And these top six are so close still. You can still throw a blanket over top of them.
Oh yeah. Even before that green flag pit stop, this whole that bunch right there was like nose to tail, like pretty much putting a blanket over the field.
Absolutely, you can always expect that here at Talladega, unless like you know you have a mistake like some of these guys have had, or whether they just drop back out of the pack and lose the draft. You know, you never know. But a mistake here is absolutely crucial.
As we see Honeycutt and Blake trying to make another run here on the outside.
They're trying their best, but they need. I feel like they need a better connection, especially with it being 4 to go. Brock is wanting to tuck up to
Oh,
him.
I was say, oh yeah, Brock looked like he was trying to pull out to the outside there, give a little bit of a run or block the run. Ooh, a little bit of dicey there between the 4 and the 30. Colin and Blake there.
Looks like they're able to. Looks like Donnie and Blake are able to get around.
You know, they're trying to run here for Donnie and Blake here. Actually, this could fall in their lap. You said they need a little help. The 9's not hurt. He just lost the draft. And they are coming up to lap him. He could tuck in tow with the 30 and the 22.
They could, but the 30 tucks back down and leaves the 22 on his own.
You got to know, though, the 22 is going to remember that. There's only 4 laps to go here. He's going to remember that.
The 9.
9 just lets it go. 9 gets out of the way. Good sportsmanship for the 9. Good sportsmanship. But I believe he's
just under 3 laps to go, and looks like the 30 and the 22 keep wanting to try this outside line, but nothing is going. They keep trying their best with the side draft, but nothing is just working for them. Is here we come, coming to 2 to go.
So the top 3 starting to pull away while them back there are fighting each other. See here with the, coming to 1 to go this come by. Your leader is still the 84, John V.
The 22 and the 4 are just battling hard back here, and it looks like the 30 might actually be on the draft of these front 3. So maybe you know coming to the white here and get a little, he can be a little sneaky, and it looks like John in the 84 is is leading us around with Cody Riggs sitting there in second and Brock Whiteman in third.
Yeah, the 30's going to have some momentum here. The question, like we were saying here, white flag is in the air. What do you do? What position do you do? As we see a little bit of movement there, look like the 12 was going to try to go high. The 84 blocked it a little bit. The 30 has a run here. Does the 41 go with the 30, get a good push on the outside? 12 maybe pops up with them? Or do they just keep in tow here?
I don't know, that 30 seems a little bit too far back to even try right now. I don't think the 41's got anywhere to go right now.
The 12's pushing. Pushing that 84 right now. Do you see a little tuck out here?
41's got a run here.
Tuck out, tuck out. 12 on the front. Blocked by the 84, blocked by the 84. 41 to the bottom, 30 there. 81 blocks the 41. 30 goes to the top. 30 trying to run it. Coming to the line. 84, John wins it. Hey, we had a double John for the week. Good.
Brock Whiteman in second and Cody Riggs rounding out your podium in third.
So, crazy part here, Schumann, right? The guy who won the race was the biggest mover of the race. He was up 18 positions.
Absolutely, those guys in the back, you know, it's always fun trying to come from the back to the front at Talladega, and you know, you always want to try to be the biggest mover. And good job to John in the 84 for being the biggest mover and also winning this race.
Almost definitely. We get these guys ready here. We're gonna bring them up. Get a little bit of celebration here for the 84. Good win for him tonight.
Good race by everybody. Keeping it clean and green. They didn't have too many cautions.
Super clean. Like possibly no burnout for the 84. Make it not too terrible there as we try to get these interviews in here. Get these guys up in the booth. If we get them up here. We're waiting for the gentlemen to get up here and see how they go. This looks like the finishing order was John V, Brock Whiteman, and Cody Riggs, your top three. Waiting for Cody Riggs to come up here. I'm not going to yank him. I will put in there. Oh, there we go. You got Brock there. You gotta get Cody there too. Or waiting hall. They're in the waiting hall. Okay, that'll work. All right, we're gonna bring up Cody Riggs first here. I'm gonna let you get on that interview with him, Schumann. All right, where are we at here? All right, there we go.
Cody
What's going on?
Riggs, it's
going on,
Brandon showing
fellas?
up in the booth. You got a copy.
I got a copy. How we doing tonight, fellas?
All good, good.
Cody, explain us how that race went. It was very exciting, and you were up front for a good majority of the race there.
Yeah. I don't know. Adam Pettit, my teammate, he got caught up in an early wreck, but him and I worked really, really well at Atlanta together. Didn't really get connected here, but we've made enough friends this year that we just work with some good cars, and just tried to stay clean and out front all night long.
Hey, that's the way to go here at Talladega, you always need the friends, and you always need the cleanest car out here.
Absolutely, absolutely. That's what I was telling Brock and John before you pulled me up here. I don't finish Talladega with 0x very often, but it happened tonight, man.
Hey, it's always a gamble. What I tell people is it's 85% luck and 15% skill. And then, do you got anybody you got to thank here tonight?
I do. I've got a laundry list of them. Number one on the car tonight, Waze Energy. This is their debut car for their home track, and I brought them home a third place finish. All of my partners, I couldn't do it without them. Long MacArthur, Jabit PC, Allegiance Flag Supply, Sign Pro, Doobies, and SM Racing. All those amazing companies can be found on my Riggs Racing Facebook and Instagram page. All those companies helped me, and we're going to celebrate with a couple of Waze Energies. Maybe yet tonight. I don't know.
Hey, you always got to go celebrate, and if you're gonna celebrate, do it out on the boulevard. Now, if you guys didn't go follow them, make sure you go follow them because that was very entertaining to listen to.
Appreciate you guys. Thank you very much for everything you do.
Yes,
Appreciate
sir.
you, Cody. Good finish.
Thank you.
Alrighty. That was Cody in the number 12 car here tonight. As we're gonna get our other driver up here. There we go. I'll move you guys back down to make it easier for you there. Alright. Second place was gonna be Brock. Mr. Brock, you got a copy, brother?
I do.
Man, what a race for you today.
It
Started
was
nearly in the back and worked your way up to a second place finish here tonight.
it was interesting. I mean, we didn't have a lot of guys out here tonight, so I think the big sort of drafting priorities you kind of expect, they didn't materialize as much, and we kind of ran single file at least at the end of the race, which was nice. After I didn't take tires at the end of the second stage, so I was able to lead a couple laps, and I think I was okay with leading, knowing that we were going to have to short fuel anyway for the last stop, and we decided that 65 was our go point, and I think it worked out well, and we kind of had to sit behind Cody in the 48 there, once they came out of the pits, but for some reason my car got underfueled, so I was okay with sitting behind them and saving in case there was some overtime, but Colin and I, we worked really good together, and our strategies that we thought of and all that really panned out as well. And even on the last lap, we were in the voice chat together, and he kept saying how things kind of got ruined when what Donnie and Blake tried to make a move there with 5 to go, and it pushed them way back, and it kind of just left me, Cody, and the 84 out there kind of by ourselves. And I kept telling him, I said, we did the best that we could with our pit strategy, and I think we came out in the best spot. I think the result that we got today was probably the best that we could. And we both finished inside the top 5, I think. So it's a good points day for us. And I kind of wish that maybe we had more of a shot at the end, but obviously we didn't have the help from behind because the early move from Donnie and Blake. But it's Talladega racing for you. It's you can't. It takes a while to build the runs in these national cars, and we didn't have the help. But I'll take second any day of the week. After crashing on Tuesday in the Cup cars and not being here on Monday for trucks, I'll definitely take a second at Talladega with no incident points as well. Whether it's an official or one of these, I'm very happy with that result.
Most definitely. Schumann had you as a dark horse coming into this race before it even started.
That's bold.
I did from previous races we've done on Monday, especially with Super Speedway race, and you were my underdog. You were my underdog, and you absolutely kept your head in the game. And I said, watch out for that 41. You were right there when it mattered most.
Hmm. You know,
Uh,
I always tell myself. I mean, you mentioned I always tell myself that as long as I'm like I put myself in a position to win the race with 5 to go, I don't really care how good or bad the result is. Um, and being inside that top three really with 5 to go was that position tonight. Because I figured that something could happen with the two in front of me. Um, so you know, if we wrecked on the last lap, so be it. I was there. I had a shot to win. But you know, to for everybody to kind of race each other clean and you know nobody wreck each other was nice. So we gave it a shot. We'll take, like I said, we'll take second any day of the week. But yeah, it's nice to know that somebody's out there rooting for me. So I appreciate it.
No problem.
before we let
Anybody
you,
you got to thank here?
exactly, I was gonna say the same thing.
What was that?
I said, anybody got anything here for tonight?
Um, Thank you to Colin, great teammate here at Maverick Motorsports. We got three really good guys, me, Colin, and Michael. He doesn't race Xfinity cars, but he's been killing it in the other series that he runs. So we got a good team here at Maverick Motorsports, and all of our sponsors: Constellation, Chipotle, Wingstop, um, Red Bull, Costco. Just some great partners we have here, and glad that we can put on a show every week for you guys, and glad that we can get some good looking paint schemes out there. And thanks to you guys for starting to stream these races. I think the national cars are some of the best cars we have here at NSRLA. So I'm really happy that it's finally back broadcasted.
We appreciate it.
Alrighty, y'all. Well, we're gonna let him go celebrate with his team here. That's Brock Whiteman here in the number 41 Chipotle Wingstop car. Red Bull as well. Can't forget Red Bull. But we're gonna let him go celebrate with his team. We're gonna bring up the winner here. You have a good night, Brock.
Yep, YouTube.
Yes, sir. Alrighty, and I'm gonna let you take it home here, Schumann, with Mr. John, because we both can't pronounce his last name. So we'll figure that out when we get up here.
John, it was a good run by you tonight, being the biggest mover. But our first question is, how do you pronounce your last name? We're butchering that a little bit.
It's velocity. It's okay. Everyone
Velocity,
butchers it.
okay.
You're
But
not the first.
okay, but being the biggest mover tonight and ended up getting the win, how do you feel about that?
Oh man, this is crazy. Normally, I'm not very good at super speedway racing. I pretty much have the worst luck at anyone. I always end up in it somehow. So the plan the entire time was just kind of stay at the bottom and just stay in the back and stay out of trouble the first two stages and just kind of be there at the end. And it all worked out with that last pit stop. And I ended up saving, I think, more fuel than the four guys in front of me. So that's how I was able to jump them on pit road. And with 10 to go, I came out the leader and I was just sticking to the bottom and gonna see what happens. Thankfully, my teammate stuck with me there and was able to push me to the win.
It is always great to have a teammate here at Talladega. Glenn, do you have anything to add to him?
Man, I mean, I was telling him earlier on, like, middle of the race, he was like, where did he come from? Like we were looking just through the field there, and then all of a sudden, that pretty blue Napa Auto Care Chevrolet was trucking its way up through the field.
Yeah, I just think the with staying in the back, just kind of staying out of trouble, like I say, and then towards the end of the second stage there, the outside line got checked up a bit, so that kind of pushed me forward into the top 10. I wasn't looking to be there necessarily, but I ended up there. And then to start the final stage, kind of the same thing. I was just going to stay at the bottom, take my time with it, and then the inside line just kept going and going, and I found myself in the top five. And I was like, you know what? I'm just going to stay here now and push to the end.
Well, you found yourself up front when it mattered most. Do you have anybody you'd like to thank here for tonight's win?
got to start by thanking you guys up in the booth. It's always nice when these races are streamed to be able to get to go back afterwards and watch them. It's always a great time. So I appreciate you guys. Appreciate my teammates. Appreciate Cody, like I say, for the push and the invite for the league. Like I just got invited to this league yesterday, so I wasn't even planning on doing this. This was kind of a last minute deal. So shout out to those guys for the invite, and I look forward to being here the rest of the season.
Oh, good. We hope to see you in more races.
Yeah, before
I look
you
forward to it. This
before
was a
you
lot of fun.
before you roll out of here, John, any sponsors or anybody at home you'd like to thank before you roll out and go celebrate with the team?
Yeah, gotta shout out the Napa Auto Parts, Chevy here. Shout out to my painter, DG Swiss. He's an amazing painter. Definitely way more talent than I have. It's got me looking good out here. And you know what they say: when you look good, you drive good.
Damn right.
Yes, sir. Alrighty. Well, we're gonna let John roll out here and celebrate with his team tonight again. Congratulations to John here on a big win here tonight. Um, I personally want to say thank you to Andy Berry for bringing me back up here. I did broadcast them Monday. We were on another until I got the approval for YouTube here to run. It would have been broadcasted for the trucks, but again, thank you, Andy, for jumping me on. I know it was a last minute thing here, middle of the day, asking me, and I'm like, it was great. And also, thank my wife for letting me be able to do this. Just want to put that out there too. But um, we're gonna sign off for the night. Thank y'all. Thank you, Schumann, for jumping up here and helping me out tonight. I
Thank you
appreciate
for
it.
asking me to join you. I had fun.
Oh, I had a blast. Where you guys are? What, Texas next week?
Yes, we'll be at Texas next week, Monday in the Truck Series.
Where do they run? I'm actually just curious what they're running next week for them guys. Are they running the same thing? That'd be kind of dope.
Let me look.
Yeah, we'll be at Texas. Ooh, doing the
We'll see. We'll
Texas
see you
two-step.
all for Texas.
Yes, yes, y'all. We will see you all for Texas next week. I appreciate you guys. Thank y'all. You guys were great for the everybody, and I hope everybody enjoyed it. Y'all have a good night. Stay safe, and God bless.